Yeah, in that broadcast, I remember that the president noted a positive balance of payments, just like you pointed out, and improved sovereign credit ratings. How important do you think these indicators are for investor confidence and Nigeria's borrowing capacity?
The borrowing capacity, well, is determined mostly by ratings, by our net foreign reserve. And I was trying to explain the fact that the total outlook of a foreign reserve would be seen as gross, but the foreign direct investor, or the foreign investor as it were, would want to look at the component of that gross that are free of encumbrances. There are certain things, there are certain percentage of the foreign exchange that are actually revenues, based on loan, that were contracted based on the value or the quantity of crude oil that we have made commitment to some other jurisdiction. So the foreign direct investor, or the investor as it were, we want to look at that and look at the volume that are actually, domestic that had domestic commitment. So in 2024, in 2023, we had 3.9 billion, out of a reserve of about $28 billion. So out of that, the net, by the time you remove commitment to JP Morgan, commitment to China swap, commitment to that, you only have just about that 4 billion to the name of the Nigerian sovereign state. But 12 months thereafter, we are talking of a net reserve about 24 billion, 23 plus billion dollars. It shows a quantum leap. It shows that there have been a lot of economic activities, in the area of export, and that we have earned so much. And of course, our debt commitment had also reduced. So this breeds confidence, amongst the foreign investors, even domestic investors. And I always like to insist that while we look and we are excited by what foreign investors are doing with us, we should actually continue to nurture our domestic investors, because it is what domestic investors are doing that becomes the relatable template, for foreign investors to see how good, how enabled our economic space is, for them to, of course, to come into Nigeria and invest more.